Every truth is only half true. Every truth has its absolute truth and its relative truth. But there is a difference between absolute truth and relative truth, and they often contradict each other. The key to understanding the great teachers and spiritual leaders of the past is being able to discern when they are talking from an absolute perspective or a relative perspective. The relative truth about the nature of reality, the truth we experience and are familiar with, is that the universe is a very real and very physical place, and this is a true statement. However, the absolute truth experienced by what we call God is that the universe is a mental construction existing only within the realms of consciousness, and this is also a true statement despite their contradiction. Many people have gotten lost in half-truths by not understanding the difference between the absolute and the relative truth. The key is to find the middle path, to be aware of both absolute truth and relative truth. If God is omnipresent, God is everything and everywhere. If God is everything and everywhere, how can anything be outside of God? The universe is contained within the mind of God. That does not mean that it is not real or that you should change your life in any way. It is just an understanding how everything can arise from nothing. I'm not saying that the individual is false. What I'm saying is that the essence that drives you comes from the same essence that drives me and everyone else in existence. An individual is a collection of individuals. You can change the perspective you will experience in the future, but the choices and outcomes already exist. We are simply experiencing them in the now. It is like a choose-your-own-adventure book. All the outcomes are predestined, but what we experience is altered by the decisions we make as we read the story. Anything that can happen does happen. We just experience a sliver of the full spectrum. Free will and destiny exist simultaneously. It just depends on how closely you're looking at it. If you're looking from the highest perspective, it was all destined to happen. But from our earthly perspective, we can alter the path our consciousness will take. We use our free will to choose from an infinite amount of predestined realities. What religion calls the soul, science calls consciousness. It is the awareness behind all living beings. If you connect a lie detector test to a plant, you can see that not only will it respond to physical stress like being hit or being burned, they also respond to the thoughts of you burning or hitting the plant. They also show concern for other living things by getting upset when you hurt an animal in their vicinity. Fruit flies were used in experiments. This proves that plants are not only alive and conscious, but they are also telepathic and are reading our thoughts. This phenomenon, initially discovered by Cleve Baxter, is known as primary perception. Consciousness is not your thoughts or your feelings. It is the part of you that observes your thoughts and is aware of your feelings. Consciousness is not contained within the body, as most of us would believe. Rather, the body and all that we are sensing, thinking, and feeling are contained within consciousness. The physical world is a mental construction, contained within our consciousness, within our souls. Other consciousnesses may interact within the universe of our own mind, but in reality, they exist inside their own mental construction of existence. You create their body within your own consciousness, but you allow them access to control it remotely from their own mental construction in which they have created your body and allowed you to have remote access. Within your own consciousness, you are all that you create. Your mind, your body, your computer, your walls, the table, the ground, the air, your family, friends, your pets, the clouds, the earth, and the stars are all you. You have created them, and they are a part of you. You have given other consciousness, other souls, access to control the various avatars and characters within your mental construction. You have control over your avatar inside their mental construction, contained within their consciousness, within their soul, where they are all that they see, taste, touch, feel, and hear. Before time began, there was only absolute consciousness, and from that consciousness, the laws of space and time arose. At some given moment, time being irrelevant, consciousness decided to begin creating. But how can something create if nothing can be added to it nor taken away from it? If it cannot be divided nor multiplied? There is only one way for consciousness to create without outside materials, and that is mentally, within their mind, within their imagination, within their consciousness. So from the imagination of the absolute consciousness arose the entire universe, and inhabited by the characters of its dreams. In order to learn more about itself, it chose to animate each individual point of consciousness, while simultaneously forgetting it was the creator of the entire universe, just as we do within our own dreams. As above, so below. We are the imaginations of ourselves, living out a dream within our own mind, forgetting we are the dreamer. The idea that there is something seems equally as illogical as there being nothing. For how could something arise from nothing? For there to be something, it would seem that there would be a period before something when there was nothing. The question of where is nothing is as equally perplexing as where is something. Where is the universe contained? What is on the outside of our something? The obvious answer would appear to be no thing. But how can it be true that inside of no thing is everything? The only logical conclusion is that everything is contained within nothing, and nothing is contained within everything. It is quite the mind puzzler. We are everything and we are nothing. We are everywhere and we are nowhere. We are everyone and we are no one. We are eternal and we are non-existent. We are creators and we are creations. Your consciousness is the same consciousness that created the universe. We are all one. We just chose to forget our true nature so we could learn more about ourselves from a fresh perspective. Just as Romeo and Juliet are really just the mind of Shakespeare, we are all the mind of God. This does not mean that you are God. It means that God is you. Shakespeare is Romeo and Juliet, and all the characters in all of his plays. But that does not make Romeo and Juliet Shakespeare. It makes them a part of Shakespeare. God is the dreamer, the universe is the dream, and we are the characters.